Of course you walk into the room now.
What an amazing bit we have here. Live on air, fully improv.
Immediately after
everything is ruined.
You walk in.
Oh, no.
Thanks. You guys hear that? Oh, yeah. This is the sound of Twizzlers.
Now I hear it.
Strawberry Twizzlers.
Is it the sound of you peeling them, or you picking them out of a bag?
I just picked up the bag. And this is 7-Eleven taquitos.
Oh, wow. That's
this is some interesting ASMR content we got here.
Are they piping hot?
Yeah, they're pretty hot.
All right, well.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
You may be watching me, but I'm also watching you.
Hey,
it's so spicy.
Hey, you know what else was hot though?
Me.
So anyway, we watched some One Piece this week.
Hey.
Episodes 391 to 393. A decent amount happened, I would say.
I agree.
A decent amount.
Stuff happened.
Yeah, stuff happened. And to commemorate, we also have the world's longest summary for all of your viewing pleasures today, which I don't actually think is true. I think this is a very adequate summary. For whatever reason, I think Christian and Devin were giving Justin shit over the summary today.
It's definitely longer than most of ours.
It is definitely the longest summary
I don't think
ever.
that's true. I think
it's
like
very
that's true.
It's 2 pages.
I'm like pretty sure we had a 3-pager back in like Water 7
absolutely
before
not.
Thriller
I would remember 3 pages.
All right, well,
this isn't the first 2 pages, especially like honestly knowing me. The first time I picked up the summary, it was probably 2 pages.
Fucking English majors.
Goddamn English majors.
So am I reading this for my own undoing, or someone want to take the wheel?
I was hoping to take it since, like my job's been taken from me for the better part of the last like 5 weeks.
Go ahead.
But Brendan, what if he calls dibs?
I'm clearly not calling dibs right now.
He is releasing dibs this time.
So anyway, on to the summary. After ending with a stark warning from Hachan last week, the crew decides to lighten the mood by exploring the island. Zoro goes for a stroll and gets lost. Nami, Chopper, Brook, and Luffy follow our fishy trio to find a ship coder, while Sanji, Frankie, and Usopp stay behind on the Sunny. Before departing, Hachan asks the crew to pay no attention to the fishy trio's change in appearance and to treat them as humans. The gang is having a blast so far, enjoying the novelties of Sabaody. From bubble bikes to Grand Line buns, the crew is enjoying the trip, with a little help from Hachi to avoid being ripped off by the locals. After a friendly bike race at breakneck speed to Grove 13, the mood quickly turns solemn. Nearby, there is an incident occurring. We are met with a man named Devil Dias. He has a ticking collar that he begs for anyone to help him remove, crying out that he just wants to see his family again. Hachan explains that Diaz has been sold into slavery, and at that very moment the collar explodes. Before collapsing, Diaz laments his endeavor of reaching the new world. Moments later, his owners arrive. They are the celestial dragons Salria and her father Rosword. Upon their arrival, Hachan forces a reluctant Luffy and Ko to kneel and look away. Upon inspecting his damaged body, Shalria deems Dias useless to her and shoots his unconscious body. After recovering from the jarring scene they all just witnessed, the gang continue on their way, meeting up with Hachi's shipcoder. They arrive at a secluded dive bar where they meet the owner, Shaki. She immediately recognizes Luffy and Chopper as she keeps tabs on all the big pirate crews. She mentions that Luffy and Zoro are part of the 11 Supernovas, a group of rookie pirates with bounties over 100 million, with Luffy having the second highest. She explains that her husband, the shipcoder, has been gone for 2 years, but they could maybe find him over in Sabaody Park. Everywhere we run elsewhere, we run into another treacherous scene with Shalria's brother, who halts a group of doctors who are transporting an injured man instead of kneeling in his presence. Angered by this breach of social contact, he kicks over the stretched man and then takes notice of the nurse, orders that she be taken as his 13th wife and shoot her fiancé for intervening. A clueless Zoro stumbles upon the scene and angers the noble with his blunt manner. Somehow, in the frame of 1 second, Zoro dodges an incoming bullet about to cut down the world noble but fellow super Nova, Jewelry Bonnie manages to stop him and prevent the wrath of the Marines from raining down on the island. The wrath of the machines. Our episodes end with Sanji getting a call from Sunny from a hysterical chopper who's announced that Kami has been kidnapped. When your friend has been kidnapped by a professional trafficker, who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Well, you better call Duvall.
Handsome Jack.
All right, well, there you go. There's your whole summary.
It's a fucking marathon.
All right, relax.
I'm out of breath.
First of all, I'd like to clarify a couple of things. I just read whatever was in there. Unless I am mistaken, I do not think that this ship coder is her husband by any means. I don't think that was ever. Was that explicitly stated?
Yes,
I don't remember that explicitly being stated either.
It was. I didn't realize those two were married, but it was stated. Shaki said it.
Mm-hmm. It was there.
Did they mention this guy, the DS by name either? Because I don't remember that either.
I'm gonna be real, no, but like it was in the wiki because I was like trying to look for stuff, and I was like, his name doesn't really matter. There was not enough names dropped, and too many third person pronouns are gonna like confuse me. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna name drop you, and we'll be okay. His name doesn't matter.
Did they name all of the celestial dragons also? Because I also don't remember that.
No, just the two that I mentioned. The third one, they got the little brother. No, or just brother. I don't know if he's a little brother, but yeah.
Okay.
Shaoria was definitely named. Rosword. I'm not gonna lie, that might have been on me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, it's not a huge deal. I'm just looking at all the names that are in here and going like, who? What?
Okay.
When?
All right. So Shaoria was the girl celestial dragon.
I know who they are.
Okay,
based on the descriptions. I'm just saying half of these names weren't actually mentioned. Like Rosword and the little brother's name, I definitely don't remember.
I don't even think we didn't even say the little brother's name in the summary. I don't think so. I don't think we technically know that yet.
Wasn't there?
No, definitely no. I definitely scrubbed. I was like, did they name drop him? They didn't. No. All right, fine.
They did not name drop him in these episodes, so scrubbing it was a wise decision. Although it doesn't really matter. Like, what if you do know his name? I guess who the fuck cares? But the other topic I'd like. I don't think it was 2 years since the coder.
It was 1 year.
I got half a year. Where all this like difference in like?
What are we talking about now?
When Shaki said that her husband has been away, I remember her saying 2 years. I did not double back to.
I got 6 months. What?
I got 6 months. Where are we getting all of this confusing information?
Half. She said half a year specifically.
Yeah, half a year exactly.
Either way, he's been gone from his wife for way too long. That's the point. There, right?
And you keep saying this wife thing. I just looked. The only thing that says that they are married is the way he described to her, which can be translated in a way where you assume they're married, but it's not concrete.
My subtitles in my episodes called Shaki called.
Right. The subs might say it because the translator chose to write it that way because that's how Japanese works. It's not a one-to-one.
Well, then what am I supposed to? While you're yelling at me, go yell at my translator coon over here. All right?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I also definitely did not get in my subs. I think I don't know. Me and Brendan had some parallels with whatever versions we watched because I definitely got 6 months that he's been away. And at no point, this I definitely remember because I was looking for it because it's something you would expect, but she never explicitly states that in mine anyway, that they were married. So
I'll be honest. My subtitle said that. However, I was shocked when I read that because I know who this character is. And I'm like, these two were married? I didn't get that information the first time I watched.
I just scanned the wiki, and the wiki says that it's undetermined because the way that she introduced him uses... the direct translation is man of my household, which can be interpreted as husband. However, that is a direct translation, which does not always 100% inherently mean that you are explicitly talking about a husband. You are just talking about the man of the household, if that makes sense. So it's basically a debate. So I don't know. All I'm saying is it's not an explicitly stated thing. You had my brain going for a minute, and I was like,
I had my brain going, but I wasn't my brain didn't question it enough. I was like, they were married? All right, I guess so.
Is the dress blue or is it gold and white?
Thank you. Exactly. I don't know why I'm getting So, what's up, guys? How did you like the episodes?
They're not bad.
That's fair.
The animation was pretty good, especially that fight scene with like Luffy and Brook and Chopper.
I wrote that. I noticed that too. How like I don't know. Suddenly there's this weird jump in really fluid animation, fighting animation for this. I mean, they're fighting nobodies.
Dog tier animation for the next month.
they're fighting nobodies. And somebody was like, I'm going to pour all of my effort into this fight scene to make sure I keep my job. And then they secure their job. And when we eventually fight the big bad guy, they unionize and suddenly it doesn't matter anymore. Just kidding. Animators don't have unions. They get treated like slaves.
Yeah, if animators had unions, it would be a very different world. That's for sure.
On a little tangent, that I feel like is a little relevant. I recently heard that apparently the dubbed voice actors for the Jujutsu Kaisen movie that came out last month got paid $50 for like 2 hours worth of work, or like 2 hours of content rather.
Okay,
which is like nuts to me.
Like $150 flat.
Yes,
for all of the hours that they put into voiceover.
Yes,
that sounds like bullshit.
Was it 2 hours of voice work, or was it
was it 150 hour? Was it $150 per 2 hours? Maybe.
My understanding was that this movie was 2 hours, and they received $150.
All right, I don't know what you saw, but I'm pretty sure that is fat cap.
I hope so, because if so, that's some nonsense.
I mean, there is like a really bad pay problem with voice acting in general.
But $150?
The idea is that none of these actors make any money doing actual products. They make all their money making appearances and like signing, little cards with their character on it, doing voice things. Like every, 10,
making a D&D show.
Yeah, like that's where they make the majority of their income for sure. They become a personality. Seriously, like that's what you have to do.
All I'm hearing is actual voice acting work is glorified. What's the word?
Advertising?
No. Yes, but
slavery.
No. What's the word? The thing you do in college when they don't pay you but for experience.
Internship.
There we go. It's a glorified internship where they're trying to pay you an experience.
No, they're paying an exposure, dummy.
Yeah, it's not inherently free either. Like they'll get paid. They just won't get like One Piece is a great example because when you think about it, there's 20 to 30 minutes worth of content, and every single episode when you buy them, you're basically paying for a DVD or a Blu-ray that amounts to little over $1 an episode. So if you were to buy every single episode in dub right now, it would cost you about $800 total. Think about it. If you buy the entire series, $1 an episode does not work for paying all of the voice work that went into making that series. So, I mean, it becomes like a recognition sort of deal, right? You have to kind of start weighing your effort in the series as a whole, and maybe you'll take a loss on your work up front, but then the recognition that it gives you will be useful elsewhere. Like Chris Sabat, who plays Zoro or whatever, one of his big voices is Vegeta in Zoro. So whenever he goes to Comic-Cons or whatever and he does all the whole thing, they're all like, "Oh yeah, dude, sign my Zoro thing." And he's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, $50.
Hurts.
It'd be that way.
Anyway, back to the show.
So, go ahead.
I do want to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a character.
Oh no.
That I've seen before. I don't know anything about them.
Same.
Huh?
I just saw the character and I was like, "You're important."
What character?
Like you saw a character in these 3 episodes that you may have seen in the past with no context?
Yeah. Yes. 100%. No context. No idea what the hell's going on. I just recognized the hat.
The hat.
Ooh.
So which
We're
hat?
probably thinking of the same person.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure we're thinking of the same guy. I mean, I don't think it's a problem if you just say it. Like, I don't think
it's the guy with the cow hat. I think it is
the cow hat.
I don't remember his name. I think it was
Law.
Yeah, that one. I don't know how to pronounce that.
It's Law. Trafalgar Law.
I did not know his name was going to be that intricate.
No.
Oh no.
Because I was like, "Hey, I recognize that person. I've seen him on like pictures before." And then I was like, "That's a weird ass name. I ain't saying that ever."
I'm gonna be real with you, Devin. He has 2 more middle names that will get revealed later, in case that
one of those
does anything for you.
He's
Never
got a
trust
very
a guy
long
with
name.
3 names.
Never trust a guy with 3 names ever. No, Trafalgar Law is pretty cool. He's a fan favorite character who does show up in a couple of different arcs because he's just a really cool dude and he's an edgelord. He's also
so cool, bro.
He's also voiced in the dub by Devin's favorite voice actor in the community, the one that makes the D&D.
Oh,
well, he's not my favorite.
No, I know. I was haphazardly
Right.
joking about that because I feel like you have a bit of a vendetta against the guy.
No, I don't hate the guy. Actually, I respect Travis. I think he does great. I don't care for Dub. I'm sorry. Just don't.
No, that's fine. I was just talking about the guy.
Which guy? Now I'm confused now.
Jesus Christ.
Also, I don't know what you mean by Travis. I thought all this time you were talking about Matt Mercer.
Oh, that's what you meant. Well, Travis is in his game. He voices Mustang.
Okay, no, I'm talking about Matthew Mercer, the guy who made Critical
the
Role.
thread. Where's the
I
thread,
respect him a
bro?
lot. I respect him a
Matt
lot
Mercer
for what he. Yeah.
is the English voice of Law.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he's a cool guy.
I mean,
Okay.
I have no reason to know
Okay.
that, so I don't know why I'm surprised. I guess.
Yeah, they just called him in. They were like, "You want to be
They're
Law?"
very prominent actors, which is why their other show, Critical Role, is so big.
Yeah, and like they're all friends, right? Especially I think most of the people
Yeah.
on Critical Role specifically do a lot of work with Funimation. Every once in a while, they'll cross the aisle and go to the Aniplex team, which is like the guys behind like Naruto and stuff. But for the most part, Funimation has like
one of the guys did Garo's voice.
Yes. But I think most of the people in Critical Role are like from the Funimation house for the most part, which I mean, they cross into each other's planes all the fucking time. But for the most part, Funimation gets licenses from things that Sony licenses, also Toei stuff. And then Aniplex licenses things that usually come from whatever the hell Naruto comes from. I don't know what the house is. Not Toei, but the other one. Either way. TV Tokyo, maybe? I don't know. That sounds familiar to me for some reason. But there was a little bit of important information on these episodes, just slightly. I mean,
A lot of name dropping of random people that I'm like, some of these people are important. I know that one's important.
I know exactly one of these guys will be important. The other ones, you're on the chopping block.
Who knows?
Don't know if you'll make it, kid.
So far, I've gathered that Law is important and Bonnie is important.
Bonnie's
And
important.
Kid. Don't forget about Kid, the one with the highest bounty. And the shittiest first name.
Eustace? What's wrong with Eustace?
Used ass.
It's so. I feel like it's just a play on old Western names, like Billy the Kid. Eustace the Kid is just an old person's name.
Eustace Kid is based off of an actual pirate, dude.
His nickname is Captain. Is Eustace Captain Kid? That's his name.
Yes. While we're here, fun fact, everyone except Luffy and I can't remember one other character, are not named, mine, with the exception of Luffy and someone else, Killer, that's what it was. Besides Luffy and Killer, everyone else has been named after one or two famous like individuals. You can go
like
down the list if you
Jewelry
like.
Bonnie and Clyde, Capone, I wonder who.
Good guess.
X Drake, the famous rapper. Or better yet, the kid from Ned's Declassified.
So Jewelry Bonnie's named after Anne Bonny, and I just need to confirm that that's like Bonnie as in like Bonnie and Clyde. And I don't think
I like that nobody's correcting me.
I don't
I
think,
don't know if you're wrong.
Apparently, Jewelry Bonnie is not named after the Bonnie from Bonnie and Clyde. Anne Bonny is some Irish pirate who was operating in the Caribbean way back when, in the 1700s, maybe a little later. Yeah, 1700s. You got it right. Capone Beige is named after Al Capone and William Le Sauvage, some French dude. Zorro is named after some other French dude, Francois. I can't pronounce that last name. Eustace Kid is named after Eustace the Monk and William Kidd. Law is named after Edward Lowe.
Oh wait, can I specifically have a bit of a fascination with the creation of Kid's name. I want to give this entire bullet right here. Kid's surname and name was taken from two real-life pirates. The surname Eustace was taken from 13th century French pirate and mercenary Eustace the Monk, and the name Kidd from the 17th century Scottish pirate and privateer William Kidd, who was also nicknamed
Assassin's Creed?
Captain. That is correct.
Because don't you play as William Kidd?
Yeah, at one point you play as
Oh.
the William Kidd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who happened to have the nickname of just Captain for whatever reason. So Eustace Captain Kidd is an amalgamation of two pirates, but I find that, I don't know, that being able to pull these random fucking goons out of thin air and being like, here's a character now. I like that energy. Continue.
I take you, take some scotch tape, and boom, faceless pirate.
Dude, I don't know. It's pretty fun. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Continue, Justin.
I don't really have an opinion on Eustace Kidd, really, as the character.
Nah, I mean, I'm not saying he hasn't done or shown us anything. He's just kind of like an edgelord, to be honest.
He's just kind of there.
He's just an asshole who kills civilians all the time, apparently.
Yeah. And then he also saw Oukyuu just big chillin' eating his bowl or whatever. And then
I mean, Oukyuu was giving him the stank eye. Come on.
giving him the stank eye.
It looked like they flipped him off at first too. I really thought Oukyuu from across the bar flipped him off and was like, "Oh, all right." But then it was just him like pointing or something or being like, "Come over here."
I ain't gonna lie, I saw the same thing. That would have been funny if he did just flip him off like,
so
"Hey,
great.
You random guy across the room. Fuck you."
Fuck you.
Or it's like that old video where it's like, "Hey, what's your name? What? What's your name? Cody. Fuck you, Cody."
Actually, this is kind of relevant. We're going to get there actually really soon. One of these supernovas does actually flip one of the other ones off, and it's like a very graphic scene in the manga. Like it has like its own full page panel or something like that. But the anime, because they didn't want to do a full middle finger, they censored it pretty heavily. I don't remember exactly what they did with it.
They do put a hot dog in his hand or something.
I don't even remember. I think they just don't even have him flipping off whoever he was flipping off. They just give him like a shit-eating grin instead.
Ooh.
Boo.
Very
Give
sad.
the finger.
Give us the finger. We want the finger.
We want finger.
We want the finger. I'll tell you when we get there because we're actually kind of close.
Side note, the guy who had his neck blown up, he's fine.
He's alive. Fine is not the word I would use, but he's probably
fine.
alive.
I would say, yeah, it was so weird. He blows up, gets shot 4 times or something like that. And then Luffy, I think, leans over to Hachi and goes, or whoever it was, goes, "Is he going to be all right?" And Hachi's like, "He might make it. I don't know." What do you mean? He's been shot 4 times.
Even if he does make it, the idea is that he's still going to remain a slave, though. Like he's fucked.
He wishes he were dead.
Yeah. He's going to be living that sweet "I want to die" life for a good long while.
Yeah.
Assuming he does survive, which does that even count as living? Really? But homeboy did blow up, and he probably going to be fine. I tried to tell you ahead of time, Devin.
I'm gonna be real. The first time I saw this, I definitely didn't care. But now I'm older. I'm like, how do you just justify this? Like, my dude literally exploded. Like,
You don't.
It's just one of those things that's One Piece thing, and you just gotta accept it.
Just mystery One Piece magic is all. Same shit, different episode.
Did anyone really care about the dragons?
Uh,
I just get the Wapple vibes from them.
Well, yeah.
The little brother character, yeah, I can get Wapple vibes from, but like, I think for me, I'm supposed to care about these goons because if someone looks at them the wrong way, an admiral's gonna like kick you in your teeth.
But like, what are they gonna do?
They are going to do nothing. Except
that's what I mean.
Except maybe shoot you. It's the act of transgressing against them that brings down the entire wrath of the Marine Force on you.
Yeah, like there's I think Julie Bonnie kind of like mentioned it a little bit when she was like talking to Zoro. I was like, "What the hell are you doing, you idiot?" And he's like, "Huh? What do you want about? Also, where's the kid?" She was explaining, is like, "Listen, there's a unwritten rules here. Don't mess with the dragons. They don't mess with us. We can more or less just go about our business in peace."
She didn't even explain that to them. She just or him. She just assumed he knew that already and just went, "Don't fuck everything up for everybody. Just fuck it up for yourself. Keep us out of your problems," is what she actually tells him.
Yeah.
Because she just assumes he
couldn't
does
understand
know.
the idea of some pirate existing in the world, making it to the Red Line and not understanding the concept of a celestial dragon.
And Zoro has been told about this. he just doesn't realize, I guess, that this I don't know, blob of a person would be a celestial dragon or a world noble, as I think he actually knows them by at this point. But either way, Zoro knows about these guys. He just would never kneel in public like that unless he was forced to. Like if Luffy had been there and had any brain cells, or Hachi had been there at the time, Hachi might have been like, hey, don't fuck this up. But Zoro being there alone, this is exactly how Zoro would act.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Love the energy though out of him. He's just strolling.
He's just chilling, and the guy's grilling him. He's like, "Yo, you lost, bro?"
Guzzling down whatever drink of choice he's got there, and
I also
he is
love
living.
The foreshadow of how we already know he's going to get lost. Like, we're at number 1. Got it.
Bubble
I
moves
think
aside. 41.
That just adds an even better layer to the joke, because you could have had him look at 41 and been like, "Yep, I'm on. This is Island 41," and had him still get lost later on because he doesn't know where 41 even is in the first place. But now he doesn't even have the right number.
He's going to remember 1, though. I bet you that. He's going to remember number 1.
Yeah, he'll remember 1, maybe accidentally show up at 1, maybe even on purpose show up at 1 and be like, that's weird.
I got to talk also about the map, how they brought up, where it's like, here's an approximate map.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't even bother, like, explaining it, like, giving a detailed map. They're like,
yeah, this is where the 10s are, this is where the 20s are, 30s.
I mean, there's a bunch of little tiny islands. You want all that detail?
Yeah, of course I do. What if my favorite shop is on 31, but it just got this giant blob that says this is where the 30s are.
You figure it out. I believe in you.
Also, Chopper's constant reaction to, oh my god, that's the danger zone. When aren't they currently in the danger zone?
They are very much in the lawless area right now, yeah.
Where he's like, oh no, that's in lawless territory. It's like, Chopper, you're already there.
You've been here for hours.
We are the lawless area, Chopper.
The sea is just as bad when you think about it.
It's because Trafalgar Law isn't there. That's why they're lawless. It's
Leviosa.
Yeah, right.
So touching on the dragons again, one just before we move on or whatever. Hachi pointed out that they all wear like a helmet, more or less, to make sure they don't breathe the same air as us.
It's just a bubble. They
they wear
a bubble around their head.
Mm-hmm, and they're descendants of the world government's founders, which is why, they're all noble blood, more or less. And that's just why they can just do literally whatever they want. Like pointing at, hey, you over there, you're my wife now. Come over here.
My 13th one, Fire Wives 1 through 6.
1 through 5, actually. 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Actually, the 6th one has been treating him very well lately, Devin. I'll have you know.
The 6th one has been treating him very well, as a matter of fact. In fact, if anyone's next on the docket, it's probably 7. You know what you did.
Guys got any thoughts about them? I don't know. I feel like I was hoping there'd be something to talk about from you two.
The dragons?
Yeah.
Meh.
I mean, they're assholes. I don't know what else you want from me.
That's fair.
They are designed and presented to be the utmost of the scum of humanity.
They are the bourgeoisie. We must.
It's clearly only gotten worse over the course of 800 years. Since the dawn of the world government and the original 20 ancestors. Mm-hmm. I think someone even pointed out that like every generation only gets worse in how little they care for the rest of humanity.
Yep.
And that they're seen as they have transcended humanity in some way, because they refer to the commoners as humans.
Yes.
Implying that they believe themselves to be of a higher being or power at this point in time.
Makes you wonder what Eneru would have done if he was there.
Which, I mean...
He absolutely would have shocked one of them.
He is 1,000% wiping out a couple of dragons before Marines roll up with like Seastone Prison or some type of OP Logia power or whatever. But he's taking some goons with him.
I'm not convinced that he wouldn't just be able to torch all of them in sight on site before anybody showed up. Like
So just think about Aokiji alone. You think Aokiji isn't giving Eneru the smoke?
No. Aokiji's absolutely giving him the smoke, but it's before anyone gets there to retaliate against Eneru. Eneru absolutely only needs like 2 seconds to torch all of the celestial dragons, right?
Pretty
like
much.
they're just normal people. They have no powers or anything. Eneru could just snap his fingers, eliminate the entire bloodline, and then Aokiji could come and arrest him or execute him or whatever.
I don't even think Aokiji could really do anything against him, honestly.
Against Eneru?
Yeah.
I think Aokiji absolutely gives Eneru the hands.
No, I think it's the other way around.
No shot. Zero shot. Eneru's too fucking pompous, man. He just thinks that because he's got lightning powers that he's unstoppable. Aokiji's actually, he's the definition of act like you've been there before, is all I'm saying.
I don't see it. I don't see it that
Eneru
way.
does not have enough combat experience against especially other
Logia types.
Logia fruits, thank you.
Lightning go burr, though.
It doesn't matter. Aokiji has fucking been around the block, dude. He lives in like the same building as 8 other dudes who are stronger than him.
Lightning go
Nah,
burr.
wild.
My dude's gonna look at Aokiji. He's gonna roast him. Aokiji's gonna use like ice clone jutsu, and Eneru's gonna be like, "What's ice?"
But then he's just going to go zip zap. That's not... blah, blah, blah.
Well, right, but then Aokiji just goes into like crumbles into ice, and he's like, well, that was kind of weird. You want to try that again, sucker?
It's gonna be Logia versus Logia, but one of them is clearly a better combatant at the end of the day. That's how I view this.
But one's way faster. That's...
You
oh my
say
goodness,
that,
helicopter.
but Luffy could punch him.
That's because he's made of rubber. Difference.
Well, no, but you said faster, but Luffy could still punch him. This also reminds me. Justin messaged me something about. I actually listened to the episode you guys were talking about, where you were talking about the globe really quick, just to remind the folks at home. Yes, I believe it was Christian that had mentioned that the red line and the Grand Line were perpendicular to one another, and they basically fourth or quartered the planet equally. I don't know who was mentioning about how if there's like one blue that's stronger than the rest. There was an off comment back in the East Blue saga, but I'd kind of write it off as just like stupid shonen writing of that the East Blue was like the weakest of the 4 seas or something like that. But there was never any like explicit statement that any of the other 4 seas happened to be like stronger than the rest. Just that the East Blue is the weak one. That's why Arlong went there to take it over. And it was like, well, it's shonen energy, whatever.
Right.
But no, it was just the 4 seas hanging out, all completely separate from one another, leading us into the Grand Line now. And then all these other goons that we got for a split second also obviously all come from different blues, and they all took different paths along the Grand Line, which is also kind of fun. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but that graphic that we got when they were kind of demonstrating, you got it a couple of times, like people and their ships like trailing along the Grand Line until they all converged into the one point at the top. It was the exact same graphic that Crocus gave us back when we met him at the Twin Capes. Fun fact.
Wow.
Did not register whatsoever.
It is the exact same graphic.
Might as well have been the first time I saw that.
Yeah, honestly, same.
Wait a second.
That was so long ago.
Big brain moment.
What's
Go
your big
on.
brain moment? Hit me
Do
with
it.
the
I think I know where Gold Roger would put his treasure.
You're out of your fucking mind. Get out of my face.
Where would he put his treasure, Devin?
Well, you said that the whole, the red lines, quarter the whole planet, right?
In
Yes.
conjunction with the Grand Line, yes.
X marks the spot. Put it at the beginning. No one can stop at the top.
It just so happens that if you look at the reverse mountain from the sky, it just so happens, Devin, to make a big grand X because of all 4 channels from each of the blues converging onto one point. And then there's also a line that leads straight into the Grand Line, but you can
But
minus
no one
that.
can stop there because they're too busy going to the Grand Line to go get his treasure at the tippy top.
Dude, I've been saying this for years. You've come into my head, Cannon. Thank you so much for joining me for my TED Talk.
You're both
I
animals.
appreciate it.
That's the treasure of the Gold Roger's treasure. It's not actual treasure. It's the Grand Line.
Oda, I know you're listening to me. If I swear to God, at the end of like 2,000 chapters, you make the red line the location of the One Piece.
Not even the red line. The other one. Just getting into the Grand Line.
Isn't it really 5 though? It's 5 lines because it's the 4 leading into 1 and then it leads down in the grand line. So it's not really an X in the first place.
Well, but the other the 11 goons that we got. So they would call them supernovas, which is essentially just like a little funny little nickname for all of these like rookies that made it.
Yeah, this is another thing that I don't remember them actually mentioning in the episode, like the title supernova. That is.
Now you're just wild. This is 1000% mentioned.
It was in my episode title, but I don't know if the characters ever actually called them supernovas.
I remember it in the episode title. I don't think a character explicitly states these are 11 supernovas. It should have been Shocky, because
Shocky was the only one who would have mentioned it.
Right. And I don't remember her saying it. She says the word rookies a lot. Rookies is thrown around a lot.
I'm looking at the wiki, and the first little reference is episode 392. The 11 supernovas are introduced.
Right. But that doesn't give me dialogue. They can say that, and that is true. What you just read off the wiki is true, but I don't remember them explicitly stating it. Not that it's a big deal, but
yeah. What I will tell you is that they are also known as the supernovas. I just call them by their names, like depending on how important they are to the series as a whole. Like I'll be honest, 2 or 3 of these guys, I barely remember their names half the time.
I'm gonna be real with you. Of the 11. I definitely forgot one of them existed. I actually confused one of them for a future character and realized, oh, these aren't the same people.
Oh, well, no, I didn't do that. No, I know them all by name. Drake actually has one of the more fascinating backgrounds, though. I don't know if you guys caught it. When Urug, who's like the big buff monk guy, he was like, hey, ex-Rear Admiral Drake. So he used to be the Rear Admiral of the Marines, with which there is only one, in fact, before he became a pirate, which I think is probably the coolest backstory out of all of them. We didn't really get any backstory on anybody else.
What do you mean only one?
Like the only one in the hierarchy. Yeah, there can only be one rear admiral.
There's only one rear admiral in the entire Marines.
Okay, I see.
Because they hold the rear.
Let me cross verify that. I could be a dirty liar.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to throw around false information on this podcast. We might lose our fan base.
While he's cross-referencing, this is a little fact I found out. Apparently, Arush and Apu are technically not humans. And I didn't realize that. Apparently, being from the Long Arm tribe and being a Skypian make you entirely different species.
Arush was a Skypian?
Yeah. He's from a Sky Island. It says it when they introduce him. It's like Arush from Sky Island.
I didn't read like the little subtitle things. I saw the name and the bounty, and that was it.
Also, you think the wings were given away?
I didn't see wings. I didn't pay that much attention.
Oh
they throw 9 characters at us, dude. I was not going to sit there in excruciating detail observe every single one of them, man.
Yeah.
Y'all are killing me.
I took everything at face value. I saw their name. I saw them do basic actions against each other in their introductions, and I saw their bounties, and that was it.
Can you name me one of their bounties?
Actually, I wrote them all down just for my own reference.
I actually wanted to rank them in terms of their bounties, but I did not feel like going back to the episode to do that. I just know that I think Eustace Kid is 315 million.
Yeah.
Yes. 15 more than Luffy. I also have knowledge. He was a Rear Admiral. I am a fool. It is not the only one. In fact, Rear Admiral is just a normal ass rank, just below Vice Admiral. So he's like, he was one rank below Garp before he became a pirate.
That's pretty high up, at least.
Yeah, decently up there.
And although it's not unheard of at this point. We've had Marines like realize shit is bad and just defect.
Yeah, but then Drake was like, you know what? Instead of like even pretending to not be the bad guy, I just want to be the bad guy.
I'm just going to actively be the bad guy now. It's way more fun.
Yeah. Hold on. Does being a pirate necessarily make you a bad guy?
In this world, it does.
Yeah, but like that's different.
The only other note I really have about the supernovas, I also just side note, I think Hawkins is really cool. Just personal take.
I agree.
Really?
I agree. Magician Hawkins has the best character design by far, I think.
Really?
Yeah. He looks pretty wild. I'm not going to lie. He looks awesome.
That's a take. I'm not saying it's a bad take. I've just never heard anyone say that.
I don't think it's a bad take. Not many of them really look that good, to be honest with you.
All right, calm down.
All right, maybe half of them have good designs. The rest of them are just kind of like, who cares? Like Capone, whatever. The monk guy, whatever. He's
I agree with the monk guy. Monk guy, big, not great.
Lanky arms, like 3 jointed. I get it out of here. It grosses me out.
What do you mean, bro? Appu has to have the like most interesting design. Long arm tribe OP.
Screw that.
He's just got an extra elbow, man. Come on.
I mean, all right. Maybe I over exaggerated like how many of them have bad designs. I think it's just those 3. Those 3 that have like I don't care or I actively hate them.
Arush having a bad design, I can agree with you. The way his upper torso looks, I am vibing with it. You not liking Appu's design, I can respect that. He's not a pretty looking dude. But Capone? Come on,
dude,
man.
Capone is literally just a stereotype, but in one piece.
He's just a greasy gangster.
I think it's just a cool design.
Meh.
I think it's uninspiring is like the way to put that. In this world where we have all these wacky, crazy characters, you just threw in a early 1900s Italian gangster. Like, who cares?
That's uninspired to you guys? Wow.
I'm not gonna say he has like a great design compared to these other goons, but I can appreciate when you do pull in the 1900s mafia guy in a world where you have somebody that looks like Hawkins. In the same token, I would say,
yeah, man.
Like, you have someone that looks like Hawkins, you have someone that looks like Drake, you have someone that looks like a kid or whatever the hell. You have somebody that looks like Oukyuu. Even if he doesn't have a great looking design, it's very unique. You got to give it at least that with his fucking piano ass teeth or whatever the hell he had going on there.
I wonder if he could play his teeth.
Oh, the answer might surprise you.
I can't wait for Luffy to punch him in the face and make a blang.
It
punch a keyboard.
Yeah, he looks at the camera like with his teeth, like he grins, just like in like that classic like Looney Tunes cartoon with his piano teeth.
I think Eneru's upset with my decision about his 1v1 with Aokiji, making lightning outside my house.
I'm telling you.
If I cut off real quick at some point during this podcast, you'll know what got me.
Same here. We're only like 5 miles away from each other.
But the only other main note that I have, honestly, for the Supernovas is that the only fun thing was that there were only 2 crews where 2 members were both in like the 100 plus club. It was the Straw Hats and then Kids crew. That guy that you saw for a brief second. I don't know if you saw it on his card or if they mentioned it actively. But the guy with like the weird fucking like knife hand blade things. You know what I'm talking about with the mask or whatever.
That was Killer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I thought that was Kid.
No. That's Killer.
No,
and he's Kid's number 2, is all I'm saying. I'm sorry.
I did not catch that. No.
Yeah. So it goes Kid and Killer are on the same crew. Killer is Kid's number 2. And then Zoro and Luffy are obviously Zoro and Luffy on straws or whatever. So Killer is not his own captain. He was just duking it out with Arug because, I don't know. He was like, he looked at him funny that we didn't see on camera or something.
Can I want to make a comment about Bonnie, though.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Is it just me or did I get like off-brand Hina vibes?
Off-brand
Or like
Hina.
polar opposite Hina vibe. I think that's her name, right? The one with Smoker King.
Yeah, it's a wild take. Where'd you get that one from?
I wouldn't call that wild.
Is it the pink hair?
Yeah, it's the pink hair.
It do be the pink hair, though.
But it's like the antithesis of Hina, I guess. I don't know. It just feels like it's just like,
I mean, I could
Hina's
see it.
Polar opposite looks like, just pink and pirate.
Whereas where Hina is like the more put together, obviously
Regal.
a Marine and like respectable person, Bonnie is just eat fucking everything, pirate, do whatever the hell I want. Which, by the way, I feel like now I need to see an eat off between Luffy and Bonnie.
Yeah,
Now we're talking.
If we could get that, if that doesn't already exist, if we could get that at some point, Oda, you've that one's for free, dog. You can have that one.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they do that. There's a stupid little side thing. I don't think Oda even does it, but some company does this like side manga. Did you guys know that anime for Attack on Titan that came out where it was like chibi-ized and they were in like high school or something like that? So One Piece has a similar one, and it's a manga only, I think. I don't think it has an anime if it's planned at all. I think it's just called One Piece Party or something like that. And they have stupid little one-off like side gags like that all the fucking time where like a random character will come in and be like, hey, but like can we make you poop a lot, be in a poop contest or something like that? It's stupid shit all the fucking time. I can't even begin to tell you.
That sounds great. When do we get that animated?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if One Piece Party ever gets an anime, I'll tell you goons all about it. You guys can have a blast.
When we get One Piece Kai, that's when we'll get it.
Well, that'll be the next step of our podcast.
Considered canon in my book.
You know, and they can get a head start on it now. That way, when we finish actual One Piece in like 5 years, we can jump immediately into that nonsense.
Yeah, of course. Actually, a good one that I think actually happened, but I could be a liar. I think Dory and Broggy had like a weightlifting competition with the straws around.
Awesome.
Like that.
Yeah, they were just kind of vibing, and they were like, "Yo, Dory, how much can you weigh or lift?" And then he was like, "Oh, I could lift 700 tons." And then Broggy's like, 700. I can do 700.
This is what starts the next leg of their 100-year battle.
Yeah, exactly.
On Little Garden.
I think it was some dumb shit like
chase
that.
begins.
Yeah.
So just
Usopp
like
gets back to them, and they're just absolutely shredded.
Like they weren't before.
Like they weren't before, but now they have like -1% body fat.
-1. Oh man,
so strong they can't even turn their necks.
That's awful. I would wish that for anybody.
So much, dude. You joke, but what? This is actually like not even. This is like kind of on brand. One Piece has a huge problem as the series goes on and on. You kind of see it like starting now with necks specifically. If you saw like the Diablo, whatever the fuck that dude's name was that we talked about in the summary, the guy who got his neck blown up.
Oh, Diaz.
Yeah, whatever the hell. Like, surely but surely, people get thick fucking necks. Like thick necks. Arug, thick neck. Half these other goons out here also will have thick necks if they don't already.
Zoro
will get a thick neck. I promise you that he will get a thick neck.
All these guys do is shoulder shrugs at the gym, dude.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. Half the time, there's like an ongoing joke in the community that like half these characters, like literally when they go to the gym, assuming that they go to like, a gym in their universe or whatever, that they just like,
Zoro does.
They go to some like rack and they just have like their head like cocked to the side with like a bunch of weights that they have on a pulley and they go, gotta make my neck muscles stronger.
Okay, hold on. In the same vein, I remember speaking to a friend how boxers, or I guess maybe fighters in general, go through a special type of weightlift training where like they'll like lean over the ring or whatever. They'll have like this contraption that like straps a weight to their head, and they just lift their necks up and down to like it, increase the muscles in there.
This sounds like $1 Million Baby Simulator.
What?
It is. I don't know what Christian's on about that.
It's a movie.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Anyway, yeah, the first time I saw it was like Floyd Mayweather, just like in a montage before one of his fights was about to air. He's just like, he has his weight strapped to his skull, and it looked like he's just vibing to music. It's like, just head bumping. And I'm like, how heavy is that? Just like, I'm in my head, I'm like, I don't know anything about anything. I'm like, isn't that bad for you? Just be like straining your neck like that? Apparently not.
No, it's actually pretty good.
Really loosens you up, I guess.
Everybody in One Piece gets thick old necks. No shoulders, just neck.
It all just blends together.
Dude, it seriously does, though. But yeah, I mean, we pretty much covered everything for the most part of these. A lot of this is kind of like trying to like set up for like a grand picture sort of thing. So,
Christian, you said you had a list of all their bounties and stuff, right?
I do, yeah.
Can you go through that list? I'm curious.
Sure, why not? Well, we already know Kid's at the top as the only one above Luffy at 315. Luffy is at 300. Next would be everyone's favorite Hawkins at 249.
Number 3.
Below him is Drake at 222. Mm-hmm. At a cool 200 is Law. Directly below him at 199 is Apu. Let's see who's next. Arouge at 180, Killer at 162, Bonnie at 140, and Al Capone at 138. And then obviously right below him is our boy Zoro, rounding out in the 11th spot at 120, right?
Yep.
That's his number? 120.
Yeah, I believe, it's 120.
So there's your tier list.
I can't wait for the day when Luffy gets to 350,000 just to hear it, and it's going to be about 350. And then someone's going to say, God damn it, monster!
What makes you think he's even going to hit 350? He'll just jump to like 500.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you think if he gets another bump, it's going to bump up to 350? That
depends what he does.
He's going to punch like a Loch Ness monster that's really important.
He's going to trip over somebody.
That'll be about Tree Fitty.
I feel like we need to talk at least a little bit about the last episode.
Yes.
What about?
I don't know, just in general, like how Brooke was absolutely not having a good time, but also still kind of having a good time.
Watching them throw up after that one ride. Like where they're just like water falling, like spit out of their mouth.
Oh, well, that was didn't something happen?
They were both doing it.
Didn't something happen though? Like, didn't someone come by and like say something? I don't know. Maybe I'm losing my mind.
In my head, I thought they were just crying because they broke their favorite ride.
No, they were nauseous.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were just like actively about to throw up and or throwing up. You know, I like Brooks, you know, dad at the amusement park with his kid vibes.
Yeah,
because we go on the very first was a roller coaster. And Brooke's like, oh, this is lovely. We're going at a nice leisurely pace up the hill. Oh, we've reached the top. What a nice. And then everything goes wrong for Brooke at that point. Everybody's having a good time. Even Papa Goo, who was originally like, we're here to look for the old man. What are we doing on these rides? And then they hop on the roller coaster, and suddenly Pop Goo's all in. But Brooke, on the
there
other
was
hand,
definitely
goes the other
a big apprehension from the three. Well, mostly Papa Goo and Hachan
really
to
just
stay
Papa Goo.
away from Sabaody Park, despite Kami wanting to like really go there.
Well, yeah, because she's been wanting to ever since she was a little girl or whatever. Because as we also found out in the last step, you know, we got it during the Duval bit where they were trying to like capture Kami in order to like sell her and make some money off of her. But now we're back there again, folks. She has been kidnapped.
So back to the slavery bits of One Piece that have been introduced here. I know last time when we all spoke together, you were mentioning how you think we should/would just kind of like move on past this storyline, at least for now. And it very clearly seems like we're not doing so. I'm curious on what your thoughts are.
Well, I think that's the opposite. Somebody asked me last week, or asked us or last recording at least, about like what we thought the dragons would be doing that was so bad in the city. And I'm pretty sure I explicitly stated more slavery.
And you were definitely right.
And I was right about that, because there's no reason that we would introduce this concept
and then just let it go.
And then just kind of like breeze by it so easily. I know what you're talking about. Like when we were first introduced to this idea, that it just seemed like I did say it was kind of going to be like, it wasn't going to get awfully bad. It did get a little worse than I thought that One Piece might jump directly into, because this was like the flying fish pirates and Duval and all that was like the threat of it. We didn't explicitly like see it really. Like they went after Kami and we got those kind of little bits there, but we didn't actively see people engaging in it. Now we're being thrust into it, where these people are on literal leashes. They've got exploding saw collars on themselves in case they decide to run away. They just...
You remember that movie, Wild Wild West?
The poor mule guy really does speak to me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, the guy who has to crawl on the ground on all fours, and he's got that fat brother on his back kicking him with his high heels. He had two of his alleged wives behind him. They were there too.
Also in chains.
They're not bound by the neck. I think they had the collars on, but they were just like handcuffed. I thought them. Maybe I wasn't paying attention enough.
Sure they were bound by
they weren't on screen for very long. But either way, he's parading two of his wives in scantily clad clothing through the streets. So I think One Piece definitely did jump into this a lot faster or deeper than I would have expected. So which is great. I mean, this is taking the darker tones is what me and Devin have been looking for more out of the show, and that, how much deeper we'll go, I guess, is yet to be seen, but this is at least a little hopeful for what we can get or expect from the future. So I like it. I don't like slavery. I like. You know what? I'm just gonna stop.
So let me bleed into my next question then. So we end the episode off with Kami getting kidnapped, and Sanji gets the call from Chopper's like, we lost Kami. What do we do? Sanji's like, just stay there. I'll come get you. We're gonna call Duval because who do you call when you lose your friend trafficking?
I'm glad this paid off kind of quickly too, though.
Yeah.
Oh, the Duval
because
bit?
if they did this like 800 episodes later, I would have been confused.
Yeah,
like, who the fuck is Duval?
That's the opposite side of it. Like, it might have been funny if, like, on episode 900, he pulled out Duval's number and we called up handsome
guys
Jack
remember
Duval.
when I got fucking Duval's number?
Yeah, that might have been. I might have laughed at that. But if, like, I don't know, at the end of maybe like the end of this arc would have been however long this arc lasts. It might have been like if the Flying Fish Riders came to the rescue and be like, oh, that's fun. But if we got into like a whole nother arc and he suddenly went, oh yeah, I'm going to call up a handsome Squidward guy that I punched or kicked in the face a fuck ton and made him look beautiful. That might have been weird, but we're like literally paying this off 3 episodes later, which is nice. And I don't know, for some reason I've now, like, by the end of those episodes, I grew to like Duval a lot. I don't know. He's just kind of a fun character right now. I don't know. His whole arc. It's a great bit. His whole the bit with him being Sanji but not is hilarious, and then Sanji makes him beautiful, and he's now like a Sanji simp instead.
Self-indulgent Sanji simp who can't wink.
It sits nice with me right now. So hopefully he doesn't overstay his welcome in some way.
I like the mental image of just like Duval's, going off buttfuck nowhere. Like, he's driving, he's going to get a phone call from Sanji. He's like, shit, now I got to turn this bitch around.
I don't know. I feel like simp mode's gonna be like, my master needs me.
Yeah.
No, but like, I just like the idea, like, yeah, that's more realistic, or probably what his mentality is going to be. But like, I just like the idea of like, you're going down the freeway and you're just trying to go home, and then your boss calls you back in to work another 3 hours.
Yeah. But in this case, your car
you love your job.
But in this case, your car is a giant bull that harbors severe trauma for one of the friends of your master.
Yup.
Might be a little less willing to go back to work.
So my question following up with this point is, I guess, do you have any guesses about how we're going to attempt to retrieve Kami?
With fists and breaking the island.
And breaking the island?
Yeah. We just treat this like the Spa Island and we destroy everything.
The island's already into like at least 80 different pieces.
Fucking
we're going to triple that now?
Scorched Earth policy. Scorched Earth. That's what's going to happen. Nuke everything. Get that Tree Fitty bounty. And they're gonna fuck off and
not the bubbles,
end
man.
up in Marijois.
I don't know. I mean, like,
Save the bubbles.
Okay, granted, they fought the government already once, but do they really want to try and do that again?
DJ Khaled, another one.
I guess he's got a point. Like, listen, if I can walk into the glorified courthouse and fight the government, what's stopping me from fighting them right underneath their house? I guess.
Why don't we just do it again? To answer your question, though, I mean that's what the Flying Fish Riders are for. We're calling them in because they know places and people.
All right, that's basically it. We got anything else we want to talk about before we start closing out?
Do you guys think the Denden Mushis feel the people's emotions?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. I'm not the only one who thought that. Then
I've never thought of this.
I only thought of it because maybe it's happened before, but I only noticed it this time because it's way more blatant. But the Denden Mushi on Sanji's side, it has Chopper's voice coming through it, but Chopper's like on the verge of tears and/or actually crying, and the Denden Mushi is also crying.
It's got to sell it, dude.
Do they have they must have emotional connections somehow to whoever's on the receiving line.
I want every Denden
Mushi. Where they got the phones.
Well, they're a creature. They're an actual animal. They just exist in their world. Get them? They just exist. They're just snails.
Where'd they get them?
They exist.
They farm them.
Where did they farm them? Did they just throw a line in the ocean and go?
No, they keep them in fish tanks in their homes and they breed them.
Yeah,
probably.
Well, why are we not assuming that these are artificially created? They're GMO snails.
Because it's literally been told they're just a normal animal on the island or on the oceans. This is old knowledge.
With the phones built into them?
What part of evolution designed them to be able to do that? What pushed them to that point?
Great questions. Fantastic questions.
Take it up with Oda.
Why does a bear bow when you pass it, Devin?
Well, why do you have to bow? Why is the bear hiking?
Why is the bear hiking, Devin?
Why
I can
does the bear hike?
understand. That I can understand.
Oh, but not snail chat.
No, I don't know. There's a difference between the need to hike versus the need to telecommunicate across the world.
I love how Devin just complains about like the One Piece nonsense, and yet somehow he manages to understand one and not the other.
I mean, look, man, the hiking bear at its core is just a bear walking across the land with a stick in his hand. That's what he's doing.
Not much.
Nature doesn't have to do a lot of work to evolutionize that, but to have a snail
cell phone
with built-in, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth capabilities, it's a phone to turn Gary the snail into a house phone. What was nature doing? What drove the snails to what evolutionary tactic drove the snails for them to live? They needed to be turned into phones.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna use the one catch-all answer for anything weird in One Piece universe. Dr. Vegapunk.
Well,
But they were bred that way. That's the thing.
Go ask Dr. Vegapunk whenever we eventually meet him. All right.
Is Dr. Vegapunk just Oda, but in the One Piece universe?
Imagine that'd be dope.
He just wrote himself in his own story, called himself Dr. Vegapunk.
I like this. I like this theory. I like this.
Actually, one other thing, because we get it in that weird scene where the traffickers that we met earlier run up to Robin Hood for help.
Mm-hmm.
And they have that short flashback of when the guy tried to grab Kami in the first place. How the hell is she walking around in those shoes, dog?
I also have to ask, how much walking did she actually perform? Because I know for many of the episodes, she was just like on Hachi's back, just like, pitching a ride.
Yeah, because it's impossible for her to walk in those. But she was still doing it. Like, she's doing minimal amounts of walking and standing, but like still, I don't know.
That's the answer, man. She's got enough to like balance herself and kind of waddle around, but she can't do it prolonged,
Anyway, that's it. We got there, I think.
Yeah. It took us a while, but we got here to the end.
Next week's episodes, 394 to 396. Obligatory skip OPs until 411.
Do we have any quotes? Because I personally don't have any quotes.
I got one. Can I see your panties?
You guys don't.
Oh, when he asked Shaki. Oh, I forgot.
She actually tells him.
It's a shame
he says,
we don't hear it, though.
What kind of panties are you wearing? Or what color are they? And she goes, I think they're...
Well, that's his, well, I guess it's not his usual question.
And then off screen, I guess she goes into more detail and Brooke is just in euphoria.
He has had it. He's there.
Well, she did the move, yeah. He's like, what a woman.
Yeah.
A wooga.
He's like, my nosebleed. I'm gonna die from blood loss. I did have a quote too. At the in Zoro's introduction to the Celestial Dragon brother, they meet on the street fight. Like, we get the scene of like Zoro casually walking down the street, and everyone's going like, "What the hell is this guy doing? Like, does he not understand what's happening right now?" And then Zoro comes face to face with the dragon, and
say it.
They just stare at each other for a couple of seconds, and Zoro goes, "What? You need directions or something?"
Gold, comedy gold,
and everyone loses their minds, dude. They're like, "What? Did he just talk back to the dragon?" And then the dragon tries to shoot at him twice.
The dragon's like astonished. She's like, "What? Huh?"
Yeah, and then he tries to shoot at Zoro twice, and
even the line afterwards where like Bonnie is like, "Oh no, my brother, he's dead." He's like, "I could have sworn I missed, but I guess not." Yeah,
which astonishing, by the way,
that he can perceive that.
That he even perceived that Zoro dodged those two shots or whatever. It was like at that point, I was like, "Wait a minute, is there more to the dragons than meets the eye here? Do they have some? Are they higher beings after all?"
The animation of those dodges, I love that. Just like the
Ooh,
color
cool.
change.
It was
Pretty
so
sick.
It kind of reminds
good.
me of that scene in Mushoku Tensei, I think it is. The one where the cat girl goes like really fast and cuts those guys in the alley.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it when animations do that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call this a
moment.
quote, but I appreciated all the supernovas like commenting afterward, like directly afterward, like that dude had bloodlust, like incredible bloodlust for like half a second. And I'm like, dude, I wish Zoro did. I genuinely wish, like in hindsight, I was like, bro, I wish Jewelry Bonnie never interfered. I wish he just straight up sliced that dude in half.
It makes me wonder, like, even if he did murk his ass, like, how long would it take for people to realize that he did it, or even to figure out that he did it? Because he could just keep murking people.
Zoro's not going to go on a killing spree of all these civilians.
Literally
and
after that,
pirates.
he offered to take the guy who got shot to the hospital. It's definitely not in him to go on a rampage like that.
But, like, how far could he go before the police stop him?
It depends on how many people are willing to oppose him. Because remember, like, everyone more or less would know who Zoro is.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of pirates in
but
that.
they ain't gonna snitch on him though, because if he killed the dragon, just fucked off.
I don't know. I feel like in that scenario, you have to snitch just to like get rid of the problem as fast as possible, right? And it's like, yo, this dude ruined everything for us. Sell him out, like so we can
I'm
get the
pretty
Marines
sure
out of
all
here.
of the commoners absolutely rat on his ass.
Forget the
moment
commoners.
they can.
The other supernovas like 1000% rat him out. They're like, bro, you just caused so many issues for us. We don't want any part of it. Like, there he is, officer. That's the man.
Well, they're not going to call because they're gonna try their best to evacuate the scene of the crime first, so that they don't get dragged into the problem. That was the whole basis
that's
of
my question. Is like, how long would it take for the world government Popo to get there?
right.
And how many could he murk before they get there?
You know what? Maybe we'll get an answer to your question. I don't know, but I'm hoping.
We're not going to get an answer to that question. Zoro's not going to go on a killing spree.
Well, maybe not that part, but like how fast could the world government or the Marines respond to a situation?
Oh, I'm sure we'll get that soon enough, because I don't know who it's going to be. Probably Luffy. Someone's going to punch a dragon or disrespect a dragon at some point soon. There's no way we get off this archipelago without it happening. So
You think that's here, though?
It's going to be Sanji. I think it's going to be Sanji because it's going to deal with the Kami plot, and she's going to be sold to one of the dragon dudes, and he's going to go milady and kick everyone in the face, and then police are going to come and wee woo, everything's on
I
fire.
don't think so, man. I think the only candidates here are Luffy and Zoro, because they're the only ones willing
Really?
to just like abandon. I mean, maybe Sanji, but I think
I
it's more
definitely
like,
agree with Devin's line of thinking here. I think this makes sense.
Watch it be fucking Chopper.
that
All
would
right,
be
you're
nuts.
right.
Let's go.
And then he gets a $6 bounty instead of a 50-cent bounty.
Yeah,
Chopper's bounty rises from 50 to like 100 million.
yeah, 50
He's the
cents
12th
to
supernova.
He becomes the 12.
His name is still Cotton Candy Chopper, the pet.
The pet of the Straw Hat Pirates.
Yeah, the pet who becomes like the second highest bounty on the crew.
My God.
But then also he never gets recognized.
I got two. I really want to give respect to my boy Hachi on that whole rental bike scene. Something about having that like 5-minute interval of just being like, hey, you want a bike? It's only $500 to rent, $200,000 to buy. It's a bargain. And then Luffy's like, oh, I like a bike. I like bike. Maybe we should buy one, guys. And Hachi's like, no, just fucking don't do it. All right. He's like, give us 2 for rent. It's worthless. And the guy on the side's like, you're a local shit. Fuck, I can't fuck with you today. That whole interaction is just so good to me.
I love the idea of how like it took him that long to understand. Like it took like 3 people explaining to him why it's a bad idea to buy the bike, though.
Yeah, and it basically just came down to the bubble pops, idiot. And he was like, "Oh, okay. Why didn't you just say that?"
Well, no, actually, at least in the dub, I don't know if like translation was fucked. Nami even specifically said, because the bubble's a mystery, Luffy. It doesn't go anywhere but here. And then Luffy was like, it is. So it's a mystery bubble. I've been saying it for years.
Oh my God.
Because that's always his fucking bit. Is he's like, yes, a mystery flag or a mystery boat or a mystery this, mystery that. He does that every fucking time. And then the one time Nami goes, yeah, it's a mystery bubble. He's like, I fucking knew it.
I called it.
So fucking dumb. And then the only other bit that I really, really liked was as soon as Zoro jumps off the boat, and, Usopp is like, wait a minute, where are you going? He's like, for a walk. And then, at least in the dub, it was this super funny fucking, like, Sanji and Usopp together are like, no, Zoro, where are you going all by yourself? They're milking the shit out of it. And as soon as he's like, for a walk, they're like, don't you fucking dare. We don't need you getting lost in all this mess. And then he's like, no, I'll just find the number. And then we all know it's gonna
even a 9-year-old could figure it out. And then he looks at the tree and goes, 1.
Even a child could figure this one out.
The delivery was just so good.
Golden Hill.
Shit, man. Let's just give it to Shaki since she had all the exposition today.
Shaki for the panties bit.
I was coming in here with 2 women in mind. Either Shaki for being the goat of exposition, but also low-key Bonnie just like saved the entire island.
Kinda, yeah.
from absolute destruction and devastation by getting Zoro out of that situation.
I'm here for this, Christian. I support you in the Jewelry Bonnery bit.
I can go either way, but I'm offering up both options for anyone to choose.
I'm on Shaki right now, dude.
I just want Shaki for the panties bit. That was just pure gold.
I was definitely going to mention how I initially wanted to vote for Law because I like Law, but my real answer would have been Zoro.
You are an animal, dude. We saw him for like
nothing.
4 seconds.
Yeah, we got nothing. You're drawing
We
on.
talked about him so much because some of us have seen him.
You're drawing on
Shame
future,
on you.
future
You're doing
knowledge.
I'm going to hate Law now because you're hyping him.
But my real answer was going to be Zoro because I'm like, dude, the scene of him just about to murk the dude, like, it felt so good.
Yeah, but if we're going to go with that scene, I'd rather go with Bonnie for saving his stupid ass.
You know what? I respect that. So, Jewelry Bonnie.
But we're going Shaki.
And I hate it here.
We're going Shaki. Look, because here's the thing, Justin. I don't want to do numbers.
That is very fair.
I don't want to tie this and go to numbers because our overlord, Jordy is here, present right now.
Allegedly.
If it came down to numbers, he would absolutely jump in and force us to do it. So I'm going to go Shaki.
Shaki!
Hey, come on in. What can I get for you?
All right. So we're going to We're going to end the night off with our grab bag as I attempt to recover from my stroke. All right. What's it say?
Listener question.
Hey, it's a listener question. Nice you. So we got an email from our listener, Mattis, and they had a couple questions for us. The first one is specifically for you, Devin and Christian.
No.
All right, moving on. Sorry, but Devin
Let's
said
make sure
no.
I ask this question the right way. Who do you think in the series is going to die and why?
No one, because One Piece.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a solid nobody.
All right,
However,
easy.
I do know of one person that do go kaplat. I ain't gonna say anything. So.
Oh, right. All right. Yeah, one person. But I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm also not going to say because I know who he's talking about.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's gonna be real funny when the future comes. You realize you two are not on the same page.
I'll be. Well, I guess it'll be depressing.
I'm pretty sure we're on the same
I thought you were about to say that time comes and that person's not actually dead, and I'll be like that'll be great. I got faked out by.
Yeah, that's you. Don't worry about that. Yeah, that guy stole your life.
Yeah.
All right, second question for all of us. We wanted to. What is our favorite OP bit or joke?
OP bit.
Sorry,
like
One Piece.
Or
One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece bit.
panties.
Okay.
Tell me, what color are your pants?
Inappropriate! Let me see. I think today's were...
And hiking bear. Love that.
A bear! Hurry, everyone! Pretend to be dead!
A hiking bear. He poses no threat. Don't forget to bow. It's proper manners.
I feel like Hiking Bear is top tier though. Like it'll forever be ingrained in my heart.
For me, it's definitely, I love the laughs, the unique laughing ticks that we got for every couple characters here and there.
Yo!
To snipe one other one, I appreciate sometimes Luffy's trope of just misnaming people. Like you'll tell him your name, and he'll like catch the first 2 syllables and then just improv the rest of your name. And sometimes he comes up with some bangers.
Now, what was your name again? Boggy, Boogie, Beehee, Baggy?
Or he'll just describe you by your physical features. You know, like sick and dying old man or old lady.
Split hair coon.
Yeah, split hair guy. Old coding guy who we're going to find right now.
You do have me a little afraid for the old coding mechanic pirate guy. This town sounds pretty rough.
I like Choppy Boy being called anything but a reindeer. Well, I mean the Tanuki bit. It's not anything but. It's the Tanuki bit.
Raccoon dog.
Can't you see the antlers? I'm a reindeer!
What about you, Bread Boy?
My favorite bit is and will always be Robin plus Luffy equals Chopper.
Huh?
Do
wait,
I need to remind you
wait.
yet
Okay.
again?
Nope. I got it.
What?
Looks like you and I are the only holdouts on the ship of insanity.
We shouldn't blame the others. Their simple minds can't resist her charm.
Hey, Usopp! Chopper!
Is and will always be my favorite bit.
Our last question from Mattis here is, what is our most and least favorite devil fruit? This one's a little hard. Mostly because there's my genuine favorite fruit has not been revealed yet, which is unfortunate. I could say the name if you would allow me to.
No, fuck you. Come up with one we've seen already. If you want to answer
My
it.
favorite
Or go
has
least
to
favorite.
be, my favorite is definitely, crocodiles. I just love when they use, sand for things. I'm the opposite of, Anakin Skywalker, I love sand. My least favorite so far is the black hole one.
Really?
I don't really care for
Blackbeard?
it.
You hate Blackbeard's
Yeah.
fruit?
I'm not a big fan of it.
Why?
I feel like it's I don't know what it is. It's just I don't like it.
What if I told you one of these days he's gonna make you change your
Alright.
mind?
All
Nope.
right.
Nope. Only one person gets to do that to me, and they ain't talking right now.
Uh-huh. Jordy says that bit's dead.
But it ain't though. We used
Dead.
this week's recording or last week. Anyway, everybody else go. So while I think about something,
I'll just say Pawpaw's my favorite by
Oh, I forgot about that one. That one's also a terrible one.
it's my favorite. It's only in contention with one other one that we have not seen yet, but Pawpaw is definitely up there. And then my least favorite, I don't know, probably something like really, really fucking dumb. Like I guess maybe the Kilo one. That one's kind of useless.
See, I said this a while ago, and people call me a fucking animal for this.
No,
I mean,
I agree with
you get to fly, which is
Especially
cool.
Justin. Justin
But
was very
I'd
adamant
rather
at the
be
Kilo.
number 5 with the power to blow shit up. Like that's way cooler.
I think it's very hard in a lot of different media to compare to the coolness factor of lightning powers. I've also stated before that I really like Wapple's fruit, where he gets to eat things and become the things. So I'd say those are probably 2 of my favorites. Off the top of my head, my least favorite is like easily the soap fruit or whatever the fuck it was called that Khalifa
Okay,
had.
yeah, that's pretty bad
That
too.
was so fucking dumb, dude. I hated that.
soap
Goddamn
ain't great.
Goddamn soap sheep.
Soap sheep. I love the soap sheep though. The soap sheep's so good.
I mean that's like the redeeming part of the for the one bit. Everything else, like her power is so whack, dude.
Yeah. Or the slick from Alvita. In fact, I changed my answer. Slick is stupid.
yeah, you know what? No, that's the answer. That is
She
the
would be
worst.
the perfect champion of slide to the left, slide to the right.
She never stop.
No, but she's the overachiever going like sliding too far and encroaching on my personal space when I'm just trying to have a good time, dude.
Get good.
What do you mean get good? She's
Learn to parry her.
No, dude, she's getting in my personal space. Like I'm just trying to be on the pool deck having a good time and she's sliding into my fucking airspace. Get away
Supposed
from
to
me.
dodge roll into her. That's why.
Oh, okay.
And then parry her.
No parry. We don't parry here. We dodge.
You're right.
Skill.
Dodge life.
Dodge, duck, dive and duck and dodge.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives?
Yeah, I heard this. That's the same thing.
Scientists would like to know the differences between these two pictures.
All right, what do you got, Justin? We got to wrap this up.
The least favorite has to be Alvida's though. For that's just straight up the worst one I've ever seen. What's one I would? You know what? Just to spite Devin, the dark fruit, because my real favorite devil fruit hasn't been revealed yet. Hey,
All right, well,
you see that spit? I'm gonna suck it up and throw it back at you.
That's gross.
Devin, do the thing.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Panda Sightings. You can also send us more questions like this at pandasightings@gmail.com.
All right, that's it. Bye.